Hello, 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 everybody. Happy New Year's. Welcome to another episode. I'm your host, TedTokez, and we got some World of Tanks gameplay. First match of the episode. We're gonna drive up here to the north. It looks like our whole team's kind of going south, so we can already pretty much understand that we're not gonna get really any support during this battle. It looks like we have like one tank following behind us. Boom, we're getting some deflection. Pretty convenient considering we're going to be the only one here, so those couple missiles not doing major impact actually was kind of beneficial. There we go, trying to line up some shots. Trying to hold this ground. We got a teammate behind us. A little too close for comfort, but the fact that the tank is there in the battlefield with us, it gives us a better chance at actually capitalizing. Because now this teammate beside me knows exactly what our direct threats are. Doesn't have to be an overwatching player guessing which tank to shoot. Looking for the easier points to get off, you know what I mean? This tank being on the battlefield with me is going to allow us to actually hold our ground a little bit better than I would on my own, because I'd have to hold off this north side of this position and the south side. Here we are trying to progress the hill. Sorry guys, it's cold in my office shirt, so I'm a little chilly if you guys can hear it in my voice. Oh man, a lot of smoke getting thrown. We're gonna probably start getting countered from the south, but we're focusing on the north here. I wouldn't be surprised if tanks from the south side of the map would even start to be able to engage with us. As you can see, we're getting pushed back pretty hard. I'm trying to keep that gap between me and the enemies, keeping them at my frontal plate so that I have the most armor available for deflection. Get spun around, and they got us like that, you know? And like I said, it wasn't going to be much of an attempt when the whole team went south and I only had one teammate in the north. But good battle, if you ask me. You know, we kind of held our ground. Alright, here we are, getting up to the front line again, and you can see we got some objects to face. We got some other enemies popping up. Now these objects are tough, like I've said before. These objects, man, they're so overpowering of a tank. It really is just mind-blowing that they would do that to the game. Like, we've always been kind of accustomed to them making the newest tanks better than the rest, or have some sort of advantage in the beginning. But these objects have been out for half a year now, you know, and they're still just the most OP tank in the game. So the objects are a little tough to counter, you know, even in a Leopard 2A5, which is a pretty good tank on its own. As you can see, they're just able to push me around. The teammates behind me don't really want to participate. You see the northwest unit, they're all just sitting in that 3-4 line, you know, not really going anywhere. So we're not going to sit around to watch the end of that one either. We're just going to show some of these battles, you know, show what it's like to actually be on the front line, earning points. Even if you only get to earn so many, you're actually earning points. Now, I don't have a lot of them, so I'll probably have to play a couple matches as Overwatch to show you guys a episode or two of Overwatch tactics, where it's like, you know, you'll see that it's just a lot less entertaining of a game. You know, you may get more damage by default because you're not really in the battle having to trade. Tried to squeeze through that little gap there between the mountain rocks, but it didn't work, so we're gonna rotate. You see our team doing the classic straight up the middle, high ground, you know, probably thinking that they're going to be able to do something special with it because if you ask me, in their minds, that's the best play for them, right? That's like top IQ play for them, right? What they don't realize is, I don't know how many times I have to say this in game, but putting 10 tanks in one square of a 100 square map is going to do nothing good. You may get some points out of it, but I guarantee you they will not be good enough points. Why? Because look at this map. Look what's going to happen. One of the two teams is going to reinforce the other half of their team, right? So either that where the destroyer is, right? Either that 5-line group is going to reinforce this main group in the 6-line, and probably even be able to help that heavy in the northmost of that 6-line, right? Or the enemies are going to reinforce their units in the 6-line and guarantee the death of probably that northmost heavy teammate and the and the tanks on the bottom of that 6-line, right? As you can see, the 5-line starting to progress into the 6-line. All right, we got a medium probably trying to make a play down here on this tank. Looks like I'm getting a little bit of help now, so not too bad. You know, we were able to get rid of one enemy. A total of 2 enemies gone so far. We've lost a third of our team. Not good of an outcome, you know. Like I told you, it really is childish to put that many teammates in one square of the map when it really only takes one enemy to light all of them up, and then Overwatch just picks them apart because they're getting shot at tanks that they can't even see from where they're shooting from half the time. Why? Well, that's mostly the reason why they'll play Overwatch, is so that when they have to fight another enemy, they don't even have to really fight the enemy. Another tank's probably battling the enemy for them, and they're getting free points doing it. That's why I call it free points. It's not because they're free points that they don't have to, like, do even the bare minimum to earn. It's the matter of they didn't earn the points. The points were earned for them. That's why I call them free points. As you can see, the match turned out pretty poorly, right? Most of the team is dead. Most of the team that went up there into the 1 squares, 10 tanks is dead, right? Now that whole team that's left of what the battle left behind, they're starting to push down on my team with that's left of them, except for that destroyer up northwest of the river. Now, as you can see, the enemies are starting to stampede in a bit, right? They're not just like sending one guy in at a time so we can capitalize. They're actually genuinely participating as a team, right? Look at this maneuver. They got that. Look at this push, guys. You know what I mean? That's players playing the game, even if they're just trying. You know, when they're out there trying to get those cleanup points at the end of the game, that's how they should be playing the whole time. Actual participation. It's not a matter of, oh, they didn't participate while we participated, right? Because it is, right? If the front line dies, Overwatch has a chance to still win, right? Okay, now if the Overwatch dies, front line's probably already gone. 9 times out of 10 in this game, it's going to work out like that because they don't know how to play the game. I'll put out a couple episodes in the year showing, you know, probably at least a few of them, but I'll show you guys how I could sit closest to the enemies the whole game and still outlive the whole team, and half of them are scamming, actively scamming. All right, that's what I'm going to call it because that's what it is. Look at this. We got a team. This guy, you're right, clearly worried about the actual objectives, not some free point that it can manage while it can, right? Clearly just so interested in actually participating in the game that this guy would rather sit here and get some points on a tank that can't even see him, let alone shoot. The guy hasn't even shot back, right? That was a different tank that just shot him right there, right? So you can't tell me that these players are earning points. They're not earning points, even with that situation as what it was. That guy had nobody scouting or participating against that enemy that he was getting free Overwatch shots at, right? But they're still free shots. right? He didn't even need a guy playing against or distracting that enemy for him to take those 2 shots at it, right? Never got countered until a different tank got up in its battle area and started battling it, right? All right, well, that's it for the battling. That's this episode, people. I love you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Many more to come. I'm trying to crank some out now. Got some other jobs I got to get done, but we're finding time to squeeze these in. So.